North of Vancouver lies the Sea to Sky Highway, connecting the city to Whistler. It's a worthy destination unto itself, beautifully winding through the Coastal Range Mountains. And about 40 minutes from Vancouver is Furry Creek Golf Course. Even driving up to the first tee is an event. And while I think of the course for its jaw-dropping backdrops, such as here on the 9th hole, you might know it best as the site of this.
Hey, Gilmore! You suck, you jackass!
We're playing the course from the tips, so as to experience the entirety of this place. There's lots of great views at other local courses like this on my channel, so please make sure to like and subscribe. The first hole has a 100-foot descent, so my drive goes almost 300 yards before I hit this pitch just a bit short of the green. And this is the first putt I've rolled today, and I discover these greens are a bit faster than they appear, but we do manage to tidy up for par. The second is the first of 6.5 par 3s on this golf course. More on that later. My approach here comes up short in a bunker, and I nip this one pretty well, and I'll have about 6 feet for par here. And I thought I had this read well.
Oh, didn't break.
But it didn't break. The third is the first of 6 par 5s on the golf course, so this is definitely a unique layout. I hit a good drive, one of many today, and this 4-wood coming up the hill is pretty decent as well, and will put us inside 100.
Oh, I chunked it.
I chunked this wedge, the first of many of those today as well, but I have a pretty easy up and down, and I managed to hit this one pretty close. And first I decide to straighten out this circus pin.
That's better. No.
You will not make this putt, you jackass!
That's a regular for me.
That was the worst thing ever.
This push up the right certainly lengthens the hole.
Catch a piece of fairway.
And then...
You jackass!
Oh, yeah. Good shot.
a top, and this is a chunk.
Chunk, chunk, chunk.
Now we're trying to get up and down from 75 for par. And this one rolls quite a ways from the pin.
Turn.
And the uphiller is a good effort, but we'll take another bogey. One more bad one.
You jackass!
Okay.
But this hole is pitch and putt length, so I actually get away with that. This chip cozies up pretty close, and we tap in for par. This is an interesting hole. In hindsight, even a 4-wood was too much off the tee. You'll see how close this gets to the edge of the hazard.
Like right on the edge, eh?
And I top it over the hazard.
Oh, barely.
And now we'll have about 80 yards in on this par 5 that only plays about 450. And the approach comes up a bit short.
Oh, good golfing today.
A bad first putt leads to another bogey on a par 5. The 7th is a par 3 from the front tees, and a drivable par 4 from the back tees, playing about 260 with the elevation change.
Yeah.
My drive just short of the green is fine, but blading that wedge to the back is certainly not what we wanted. And that first putt gets away from me, and I leave the second putt short. So a very disappointing bogey there. 190 yards is usually a 5 hybrid for me, but because I've been hooking it lately, and this is a pretty narrow shoot, I decide to pull a 5-iron. And it comes up well short. And I thought this pitch would be fine, but it rolls right through the back.
Oh boy.
And this chip doesn't get us in tap-in range. And with 6 feet for bogey, we pull it and settle for double. The 9th hole is called Happy's hole on the card. I hit a good drive up the right.
I think that's okay. I think I remember this hole. It goes...
And let me know if this backdrop seems familiar to you. Hint.
Get up.
There is no way that you could have been as bad at hockey as you are at golf.
All right, let's go. Oh! You like that, old man? You want a piece of me?
I don't want a piece of you. I want the whole thing.
And separately, I know this hole as the site of the best photo of myself on the golf course. Today we are putting on this hole for birdie.
Curl, no more curl. Thanks.
And settle for a tap-in par. So recapping the front 9, we had good drives and lousy approaches, and we couldn't get up and down a ton, and have to take 7 over heading into the back. Against this beautiful backdrop, I don't hit my best one.
Catch a piece. Nope.
It does wind up short, but this chip cozies up very close to the hole,
Thanks.
and we'll start the back with a par. The 11th is another quirky par 5. This is a blind tee shot.
No idea.
And it does wind up in a good spot. And now I'm trying to lay up to the hazard.
Oops.
And hit a terrible shot. We still have a wedge in, and trying to gauge the distance, I come up a hair short. But finally we're building some momentum with 2 consecutive up and downs. On the 12th, I figure it's safe to play about 210 off the tee, because there is a hazard between the end of the fairway and the green. And just like the last time we did this, we decide that next time we'll take even less club off the tee. But we're fortunate enough to get it on the green and to putt for par.
Thanks.
The 13th is stroke hole 1 on the card, and plays longer than some par 5s on the course.
Oh yeah.
I picked the right time to hit my best drive of the day, about 260 down the middle, and I'll still have 200 in with the hybrid. This catches the front of the green, but we have about 50 feet here. And I get frisky with this first putt, and still have about 8 feet to tidy up for par.
Turn towards the water!
And we'll have to settle for bogey here. The 200-yard par 3 over the Pacific is the signature hole.
Oh!
And my tee shot finds a rock guarding the front of the green. And I'm fortunate that it kicks it right rather than left into the ocean.
Nice shooting, soldier!
That was Happy's putt on this hole. And fortunately mine is a little bit better. And we'll take bogey. The 15th is your more conventional parkland par 5. It's right there in front of you and under 500 yards. So this is one I'd like to be putting for birdie on.
Chunky monkey.
That's another chunked 4 wood. And I don't quite know what I was thinking with this shot.
Sit. Sit.
It rolls through the back. And I don't have a flop shot in my arsenal, so this lob wedge is still not going to be close.
Nah.
And another bogey on a par 5. A former promotion at Furry Creek was a hole-in-one bonus on this hole that you paid $10 on top of your green fee to be eligible for.
That was the shot I wanted to hit.
And I'm not thinking hole-in-1, hole-in-2, or even hole-in-3. Just another bogey. On 17, we ran into both golf problems and camera problems. And we decide to let me reload here. But my man manning the camera, Ben, says that we might not get the footage of the rest of the shots.
Shot of this hole.
5 iron, huh? Well, you're fine. Bye-bye.
We won't fire Ben, but he didn't get the second shot.
Should be good.
The third shot actually goes over the green here. But finally, we did make an up and down on a par 5, but camera problems on it, and camera problems underlying some of the shots on 18 as well. We finally sort ourselves out for this long putt on 18. And this is unequivocally the worst putt I have ever hit on the channel. It winds up about 6 paces off the green. And we decide to use the Texas wedge one more time coming up the slope. And that's one way to make a double.
Yeah.
Not my best day in terms of scoring on the golf
Thanks
course.
for tolerating all that. Nice to meet you, man.
But Furry Creek isn't necessarily a place you come to score. More like a place you come to find your happy place.